The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Sir?
Ah.
Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
Manscaped is a must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go do the deed on a woman, would you rather have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well-manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's very
Thought of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha. Oh, look what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it!
Have you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro?
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow,
Yeah, I'm
like
46,
it
of
pops
course.
out?
Do you walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's
through.
a trooper. Yeah. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say it. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
Goldberg, where is their new star? So I'm asking you, what is it about the creative process where a guy like Vince McMahon will get completely pissed on, but when you think about his creative contributions to professional wrestling, I'm talking Junior, obviously, he's goddamn brilliant. He's brilliant. He has adjusted to every different time shift and change, whether it was Hulk Hogan, whether it was understanding to go to Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, then to shift to Steve Austin and The Rock, then Lesnar, then Cena. Then Roman Reigns, year after year after year, decade after decade, he always adjusted to change. So where's the creativity in Tony Khan, or at least with all his money, why does he have the inability to realize I need someone who knows about this business to run this for me?
Because he thinks he does know about it. So he doesn't, I don't think he believes that he needs outside consultants. I don't know what their inner workings are, or how they come up with what they come up with. So I can't comment on the process I can just comment on the product that they present. And, it's just evident to me.
Uh-oh.
Do we lose
Jimmy
him?
there?
Yeah,
I think
I'm
we
here.
lost him. We just
I'm-
lost him.
Time to reboot. Wah, wah.
Well, I think he was saying, Jimmy, that, it's evident that he doesn't want to, doesn't want to take any advice. I mean, I was just about to talk about Jonathan Coachman said that Tony Khan has ghosted Shane McMahon after bombshell meeting. Last summer, AEW CEO Tony Khan and Shane McMahon met in Arlington, Texas airport to talk about pro wrestling. According to the former WWE broadcaster Jonathan Coachman, Shane McMahon made an erroneous request to Khan in a conversation as well, causing the latter to cut off the contact in the aftermath. So basically, Jimmy, what is being said by Jonathan Coachman is that Shane McMahon wanted full control over the organization.
Oh, really now?
Yeah. He's back. How are you, sir?
Interesting. Well, I don't know.
That was my fault, Mike.
No,
I
that's okay.
started to gesture and my hand hit the wire.
Warning! Warning!
So by the way, you guys had moved in. We're talking about outside interference, and we're discussing that. Jonathan Coachman about a day ago said that Shane McMahon, when he was meeting with Tony Khan, wanted full control and over the organization and a certain amount of money, and Tony Khan went dark on him. Do you think, Gary, that Shane McMahon could help the AEW if Tony Khan was open to it?
I think that as long as Tony Khan has the final say as to what goes out on his TV, I think anyone else's contribution towards success would be limited.
I think that if
Shane McMahon get out of the way.
I think that if Shane McMahon comes to you and you're actually, Mike, I got to tell you, if that was a serious thing and that really did occur, and you have Shane McMahon, who obviously must have some sort of chip on his shoulder regarding whatever's going on with him and his father's parent company, and no longer his father's parent company, I take that very seriously. So if Shane McMahon is looking at you and you're Tony Khan and you're not giving him full autonomy of running the business, you are an idiot, because Shane McMahon will definitely improve your product. I have that much faith in him. What do you think about Shane McMahon possibly, if he had been given the opportunity and Tony Khan did get out of the way, Gary? What do you think about Shane McMahon? Because I feel he would have done way better than what we're seeing. Just my opinion.
What do you want to get out of him? I guess it depends on what you expect. Like, we're talking about somebody who's known worldwide because of his WWE exposure. We're not talking about a wrestling technician. We're talking about someone who needs to be supported in the ring as far as the performance goes. The other thing is I don't know, if I was with AEW and I cared about AEW, why would I want the brother-in-law of my competitor backstage and in behind the scenes with my guys? And I don't understand. I'm missing something.
No, well,
why would I want
to be more specific? From what I'm understanding, Mike, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm understanding that this is a situation where Shane McMahon is talking about booking and having creative control of the roster. Now, Mike, if I'm wrong about that, then I'm just speculating. But I feel like if Shane McMahon had control of the roster and was given booking creativity to do what his father did, to attempt to do something like that in AEW, he is, after all, Vince's son. So if I'm Tony Khan, if the alternative is what I've been seeing, I'd rather see Shane give it a crack.
I think what we're getting out of this, though, is Gary is closer to the situation than we are.
Oh, absolutely.
It's basically, Tony Khan wants to do his own wrestling show, and he doesn't want to be told what to do. And he's going to have a good time, and that's his deal. Is that fair to say, Gary?
Yeah, the other thing that I think is essential is I don't know if Shane McMahon can book. What makes you think that he might be able to? He might be terrific. But just because you're the son of somebody who was very successful in doing it doesn't mean you can be that successful. I don't know, once again, how the scenario.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, Captain. He's in freeze mode. Wait a minute.
He's back. He's coming back.
Shane was involved in when he performed.
He's going in and out. It's like a Star Trek episode.
You all disappeared on me. So I don't know how gifted he is in booking. Did you get that?
You said you don't know how gifted he is in booking, right? Gary, you there? There he is. He's back. Now he's back.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can see all.
So you're just not confident in his booking. You're just not confident in his booking.
You're assuming that he's some kind of genius booker. You don't know that.
No.
Just because his father was.
I'm not assuming that. I'm just hoping that at this point. I'm just telling it how I would go about doing it.
Wow.
In this situation, I feel like Tony Khan is absolutely clueless. This would just be my advice to him. Tony, you're absolutely clueless, but you have the resources. Since you've relied on WWE talent in the first place, and let's face it, their highest ratings were when Punk was there. The end. And Punk built his name in WWF. The end. So since you're beg, borrowing, and stealing from the mothership anyway, I would be willing to take the gamble. And I understand it's a gamble, but I still feel like he's got to have learned something in comparison to Tony Khan, the ultimate mark with money. I guess that's my point. That's all, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I don't know, because I have no idea. I have no idea how much input Shane had as to what he did when he was in WWE. In other words, I don't know if he booked that or not. I don't know. And maybe you would be able to book yourself well and not book others well, not be able to see gifts that other people have or hidden talents that other people have. It's a skill, and it's nothing you can go to a textbook to learn. A lot of it is some of it is trial and error, but a lot of it is instinct, and you're born with it or you're not.
Right. Just because you're a fan of something doesn't necessarily mean that you can do it. Right. Speaking of fans, though, Gary, let me ask